Hello, friends. Welcome to Josiah Venture Stories. You will hear incredible stories of life change from the mission field and be inspired by the movement of God in Central and Eastern Europe. I'm your host, Gwen Gardner, and I am so excited to share today's conversation with you. Today on the show are Brad and Lucie Kaspars, who live in the Czech Republic. Brad served for the first time in the Czech Republic in 2000 as a summer intern, and his heart was captured by Czech youth in Josiah Venture's mission to reach them through the local church. Lucie came into contact with Josiah Venture during a Christian camping trip in 1997, and she became a Christian soon after. In 2005, Brad moved to the Czech Republic to become a full-time Josiah Venture missionary and met Lucie. They were introduced when Lucie led a youth group that ran an English camp with Brad. A couple of years later, in 2008, Brad and Lucie fell in love and were married on Valentine's Day. Brad and Lucie serve as regional workers, discipling youth leaders and encouraging and equipping them to fulfill Christ's commission in their churches. Brad, Lucie, and their children, Adam, Becky, and Benjamin, live in the city of Valentine and attend Mayak, or Lighthouse Church. Brad and Lucie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have both of you on here. I love it when I get to interview two people. It's always exciting, you know?
Nice.
Okay, well, a little bit here at the beginning, you guys. Just share whatever you want to share about yourselves, your family. Did I say the city in the Czech Republic where you live correctly? Vestine?
It's a tough one.
See, I should have asked you. I was like, I know I'm saying this wrong, but I just said it with confidence. Okay, Lucie. Yeah, Lucie, you say it. Where do you live?
Cetín,
yes. I totally butchered that. I'm so sorry.
That's totally fine.
But Mayak Church, Mayak is Lighthouse?
Yeah,
Mayak?
yeah, you got that right on.
Got it. Yes. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your family.
Yep, so we have 3 kids, and let's see, Adam's in, what would it be, 10th grade, Becky's in 8th grade, and Benji's in 3rd grade. And
oh my gosh, they're so big
crazy.
now.
I know. Adam and Becky are in our youth group now, so it's really something just having youth group at home. It's a big change for us, but we're enjoying it.
Oh yeah, I just love the fact that everything started kind of without them, and it was being pregnant, then having a baby, and now teenagers. So it's and we're still doing youth ministry. So I'm just excited that now we have a youth at home. So that's kind of fun.
Yes. Yeah. Now, the youth that you were working with, all the youth always stay the same age that we work with. But then when your kids get old enough to be a part of the youth group, wow, full circle moment.
Yep.
That's amazing. Well, what do you guys like to do for fun as a family?
Well, in Czech Republic, the hiking scene is pretty popular. So we like to take hikes. We like to go for walks. Lucie and I especially. Our kids often don't want to, but then once we get them out there, it's a fun time. And yeah, I just love the conversations we have when we're out walking. And we enjoy board games and, I don't know, watching Dude Perfect on YouTube or
Nice.
Those are the first things that come to mind. What else do you think of, honey?
I would say we have a nice garden full of berries. So it's just fun to be outside and picking berries and talking together. And I really love to be with our children. That was one thing that someone taught us. When you're raising your kids, if you can raise them the way that you want to spend time with them. So I love to spend time with our children. So that's kind of I just love to talk to them and hearing their observations or experience and just seeing them growing. That's kind of fun for me. So it doesn't matter what we do or where we are, but it's just fun. Even just spending time in a car driving somewhere is just good.
Okay, so you guys, I love that. I love all the things that you're wanting to do with your family. And real quick, Lucie, as a Czech, if I were to say, "Hey, Lucie, let's go on a hike," what would that actually mean to you? Like, how would that be like an all day thing? What's your definition?
That's a great question.
I want to know, because my definition of a hike is probably different than yours.
We just want to have a good experience. So it depends if we go with someone or with kids or just alone. So I try to be respectful and just even pace myself, because I grew up in Frýdek Místek, which is not too far away from Lisa Hora mountain. So it was totally normal for me to be hiking up to Lisa Hora, and it wasn't like anything difficult. So, but now we don't have such a big mountains totally around, but we have a lot of hills. So it's more about distance than just height. So, but can I say something funny that we did one time with my husband?
Yes, yes.
We were gone over the weekend at the junior high retreat, and we were thinking, oh, we should do something. Like, okay, we should clean the house. No, we should clean the garden. I was like, no, we should go somewhere. So my husband suggested some hike. I was like, no, we should do something that local people would kind of understand or just know the distance. So we hiked or walked from Vsetín to Zlín, which is 40 kilometers.
Oh my gosh.
So what do you do when your kids are not at home?
You just take a 40-kilometer walk. Perfect.
And the GPS said it's going to take us 12 hours. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to walk 12 hours. It has to be faster. So we made it in 8 hours. But it was an amazing time. We were just talking and having blast, and our kids were so happy that they didn't have to go with us. So it was like a double blessing.
Brad, did you have fun? Did you have fun on that long walk?
I loved it. It was really fun. But to be honest, we'd never done a hike like that before. So we're a little concerned. We're like, man, what happens if we can't finish the hike? Like, guess we call for help or something. But it was really fun. And then when we're getting towards close to the destination, and I was looking at the buses back, I was like, oh man, if we want to catch the next bus, we probably should run for the last half hour, or we just wait an hour. And Lucie's like, all right. And she just took off running. So it was like,
I just hate waiting.
But just to clarify, we don't do that every weekend. That was a pretty special thing.
That was a special thing. And great connection happens while you're walking, doing something. I love it. Well, you guys, last year you celebrated 20 years with Josiah Venture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so 20 years, that's 2 decades ago. We're going to go back to the beginning. I need to hear it all. How did you first get connected to Josiah Venture? I need the origin story. So whoever wants to start.
Well, I can start. So I first heard about JV through a friend. Actually, if you remember Ken Pitcher, he was in JV super long time ago. Ken and Andrea were serving with JV in Czech, and I first knew about Czech and JV through them. And then I actually first came to JV for the summer after my second year of college. I was at Wheaton College, and a friend there at Wheaton, Trevor Long, had already been to the Czech Republic one time and told me about the summer internship. So I went to just experience it. I'd already been doing youth work and thought youth work in another country wouldn't be that much different. And in some ways it was very much the same. In other ways it was a totally new experience. My whole plan in life was to be an engineer. I was studying mechanical engineering, and I was thinking maybe I would help out with youth work on the weekends. And after that first summer in Czech, I really started thinking differently. And then after a second summer in Czech, I was thinking, okay, I really have to stay here for longer. And then I went for a third summer and stayed for the fall, and got to live with Mark Krupa and just see, yeah, and like he was my team leader all 3 summers as well. So just getting to see what he did and then experience life in Czech that fall was really helpful. And after that, I was just thinking, okay, this is what I think God's calling me to do. So I finished the mechanical engineering degree and then started support raising and then moved to Czech. And that's what brought me to Czech.
Wow. So you did a total of 3 summer internships, with the last one being like an extended internship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And where in the States are you originally from?
I'm from Chicago on the south side, and went to Wheaton College. And after moving to Czech and to JV, I've gotten to know a lot of other teammates here. But stateside really was just Ken Pitcher and then Trevor Long that I knew the best.
Wow. That's so cool. I didn't know that you interned 3 summers. That's great.
Yep.
Wow. And then Lucie, what about you? Did you already know about Josiah Venture? How did you hear about this crazy organization?
Oh, you're going to love the humor that God has, the sense of humor, because I came from the non-Christian family, so there was like no God. And in 1997, I was invited by small, nice youth group to spend like a summer in Slovakia mountains. And guess who was there at the camp? Ken Pitcher. I spent 1 week with the Christians, and I kind of didn't know that it's going to be a Christian camp, but there was a lot of conversations and it was really cool. And then Ken Pitcher asked me if I can imagine myself to become a Christian. And I said, oh, for sure, like in 5 years or 10 years or 20, but it's going to be me deciding for God. I was totally nicely proud. But what the youth group did, they gave me Bible for my birthday in September. And I was like, I cannot say that Christianity has no sense until I'm going to start reading Bible. No one told me how to read the Bible, so I opened Bible as a normal book. So I started reading.
In the beginning,
Thing is that I was reading out loud to my non-Christian friends at the dorm. And they lasted like for 2 weeks. And then they said, you know what, Lucie, that's enough. And I was like, okay, for you, but not for me. So I continued reading, and I kept like visiting the youth group on Fridays. And then in April, I was like, I totally believe that Jesus was son of God and that I'm sinful and he died for my sins and I want to give him my life. I did that. And since that time, it was really nice, fun adventure with him. So
wow. So that was just on your own after reading the Bible and then
the Bible. And I was meeting with some girl, but it was more about it. I was just like really asking the questions and thinking and praying, and just like God was, I would say, really talking to me, even if I didn't know him before. So it hit me when I was 20 years old. But
yeah, wow. Without having any previous, like being church or anything. Yeah.
I just knew if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it full time, full speed, full everything. So no regrets, nothing. It's not going to be just something for fun or just being interested in, but like really, yeah.
Yeah. You're like an all-in person, Lucie. So you just like jump right into something.
I guess so. So then the crazy thing is that immediately in that
Brad agrees.
In that summer, I had a testimony at the English camp, and the English camp was at the old Hotel Malenovice. There wasn't even the new building. It was totally the old. And yeah, so I had the testimony, and then I started to be involved in the youth group, and Yeah, and then I was helping with the English camps, and eventually I led the youth group and I was leading the English camp. And then Brad came to Czech Republic 2005. So.
Aha! So then your paths crossed. Okay, what happened? What happened next? Like, when did you guys remember, like, the moment you guys met each other?
Oh, very, very clearly. And just for the record, I never met Lucie until I moved to Czech. So I didn't move to Czech to marry Lucie. I moved to Czech.
That's right. Let's set the record straight.
But it was when I moved to Czech and I flew in. It was like the end of January. I remember it really clearly. Like, it was a huge snowstorm. My flight somewhere in Europe got delayed and I missed a flight, so I flew in late. I flew to Ostrava, and Mark Krupa, of course, was there to pick me up, and he invited a bunch of others to come, and he told Lucie, he's like, hey, this American's moving to Czech. You guys are going to do camp in the summer. Why don't you come greet him? And Lucie's like, all right. And the thing is, she'd been to English camps in the past, and she is all about people hearing about Christ, and that's why we're doing camps. But it can happen that some of the Czech girls fall in love with the American guys, and the American guys can let the attention take them off course. And
yes, that's a trend. It's a trend. Yes.
And Lucie's like, this is not why we're doing camps, and we're here to share the gospel. We're not here to find a husband. And she's like, I will never marry an American. Like, no, I'm a Czech living in Czech. I'm not going to be a missionary. And so when she met me at the airport, it was, okay, this is winter, like snow everywhere. I'm getting off the airplane and I have all my stuff with me, just a backpack and a guitar and a tennis racket. And
classic.
And Lucie's like, oh, brother, like another guy that is just going to break girls' hearts, and who knows how he's going to respond to that. And she's like, okay, great. Well, we'll see how long he lasts here. And Lucie can tell her side of the story. But
oh, yes, please. Yeah.
I remember Lucie being really friendly and outgoing and fun. And I was like, wow, she's really nice. But I was thinking she's probably just out of high school and like really young. I'm not even going to think about a relationship or anything. I'm here on mission with JV. I'm not thinking about finding a wife. And it wasn't till later that I found out that she's older than me. So
how much older are you? How much older?
Just enough. But first impressions were not very promising. But we were friends for 2 years. I helped out with her youth group here and there. We did camp together that summer. And that's my side of the story. So Lucie, what would you say?
I think you just said it great, honey. This was like really the thing that was on my heart, that I just thought I'm really being called by God to serve youth in Czech Republic. So I never had a call, and I never attended any seminary about being a missionary, because I was like, I'm Czech, serving in Czech, and this is what I'm going to do. And I don't even like English. So it's not like I wasn't so interested in Americans or in English. I was more interested in just like really making sure the guys in our youth group have like good, how to say, like a mentor or someone who is a guy and can understand them, which I knew that I cannot offer it as a woman. So I was really thankful for Brad. And it was really cool to like see him and watch him for 2 years, like serving and just spending time together during the English camp, because then you really know the character of a guy and other people. So this was good. So we were friends for 2 years. And I also always knew that I'm not going to be the one who will kind of chase the guy. That was my personal decision. I always wanted a guy to kind of fight for me. But everyone has a different, and totally I'm fine with everything. But this was what I was just set up for.
Wow. Okay. So you're working closely together. You're both like, no, we're not here for love. We're here for ministry. But guess what? You guys are married. So what happened?
How
did the sparks fly?
Well, for me, the first 2 years, I think I was so focused on just learning the language, learning how to function, and I was like, I really want to be here long term, and so I got to get the culture, I got to figure out how to live here, and
Yeah, so you had that mindset going in, like I'm
yeah,
going to be in the Czech Republic. Yeah, okay.
yeah, and I think culture shock was pretty hard the first 2 years. Like it's just like everything's kind of a haze, and you're trying to make sense of what's going on around you. And so those first 2 years, it was just kind of survival mode. And then went back to the States for a home assignment, and everyone there is asking like, so did you meet anybody? And
yeah.
I got someone you could meet. And I was like, no, no, no. And
You guys,
so go back to Czech, and then like right when I return, I go to a meeting at COM, and Lucie's there, and so we're just talking during the meeting, and then afterwards, and I don't know what happened, but as we were talking in that meeting, I was like, man, I never noticed her in this way, and I felt the sparks, and I was like, we were talking, and then that night I went home and couldn't sleep, partly because of jet lag, but partly because I was just thinking about Lucie. I was thinking, wow, we could serve together, and our kids would speak English and Czech, and we'd be leading youth group and doing youth work together. And I just remember Lucie in this one video interview she was on, she just saying like, he's got first place in my life. Like whoever I marry, or he's my number one man, and then everyone comes after that. I was thinking that's the kind of woman I want to marry. So those were the things going through my mind, and I was thinking, okay, I've got to talk to some friends in JV, find out if I'm just totally off or if they can see this. And I was thinking, okay,
seek some wise counsel. Yeah, you got to have some wise counsel in your life. Yeah.
Yes. So at the same time, I was thinking Lucie had no idea, but Lucie will share her side of it. But I talked to, of course, I talked to Mark Krupa. I talked to Dave Patty because Lucie was his assistant. And
I didn't know that. Oh, wow. Okay.
I was like, okay, Dave, is there any problem if I were to start dating your assistant? And he's like, no, that's great. That's good. That's good. I was like, okay, good. Like the president is okay with this. And then I met with Mel Ellenwood, and he gave me some great advice. And when I was sharing with him, like how I could just see everything going forward, he's like, whoa, just tell Lucie you're interested in going on dates with her. And like, that's enough for her to process. Like, don't tell her everything else. You're going to freak her out.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's a good call. And so, I called her up. I said, hey, let's meet. I'd like to hear about youth group, how things are going. And I was thinking she has no idea. I'm playing it really cool. And after that meeting together, that dinner, I was like, wow, this seems very promising. So a week later, we met, and it was right before another like COM JV meeting. And so I said, hey, I'd like to meet with you before the meeting. So we met, and basically just, I don't know, we talked about everything possible. And at the very end of the conversation, I said, so I would be interested in like going on dates with you. What would you think of that? And of course, Lucie's already said this, and you know this, Quinn, but Lucie's all in. And so
yes,
she's like, are you thinking about marriage, or are you just like lonely and wanting to do something on the weekends with somebody?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, now that you asked, yes, I'm considering marriage. I could see you as my future wife. And Lucie's like, okay, yep, good. So that's how we started. And for sure, Lucie, why don't you fill in on that too, because there was a lot going in on your side.
Yes.
So the funny thing is that Brad knew that a lot of girls could fall in love with him, and I knew a lot of girls really liked him, but he was always cautious and really careful about like physical boundaries and everything. That was really nice about him too. But at that meeting, he gave me a hug, and I was like, oh my goodness, he gave me a hug. That's not normal and typical for him. Oh my goodness. And then he wrote me an email at 3:00 in the morning and saying, I couldn't fall asleep, so I'm answering your question about what did I bring from America. I was like, oh, I bet he couldn't sleep because of me. That's why he was awake until 3:00 in the morning.
He was thinking of you. Yeah.
And I was just joking, but at the same time, I knew that something is off, that this is not normal. So I was like, oh my goodness, are you serious, God? Like, American and missionary. But I said I'm not going to marry American and I'm not going to marry missionary. This is not going to happen, or it's going to happen. So I was just praying and kind of fasting for a week, and he didn't even ask me to date him. But I just kind of was feeling responsible, and I was like, I don't want to play with anyone's feelings or anything. So I just have to know what God wants me to do or say if anything happens. So I know that I started praying and fasting on Monday, and on Friday I woke up and I had a total peace in my heart. I was like, okay, I can marry him. Okay, I can speak English. I guess I will follow him wherever he goes, and hopefully we will stay in Czech.
Oh my gosh. And this is like all before you actually go on a first date or anything.
Yes. Because you know what?
Wow.
We were kind of a little bit older. I was already 28 years old. So I kind of knew what I want and don't want. And I just kind of had my expectations. And I was like, I don't have time to waste my life, or I always knew I would rather be single than just being married and unhappy. That was like not solution for me. So I was like, if I'm going to make this decision, I'm going to be responsible. And the biggest decision for me was always like decision for God. And the second one was for my future husband. So I was like, all right. So then when we had another meeting and we had that like talk and everything, and then we had another meeting, and he asked me if, I would like to go for a date. So I was like, I don't know, maybe he just wants to do something on the weekends, but he doesn't take it seriously. Who knows? So, and he said, like, if I couldn't imagine you as a future wife, I wouldn't even ask you to date. So that was enough. It didn't have to lead to marriage, but there was that direction.
Wow.
It was like a calm JV meeting. So we knew that everyone saw us. So just to clarify and not just avoid all the gossips and everything. So that night we announced that we are dating.
Oh my gosh. At that meeting? In front of everybody?
Because I know, but I just really don't like gossiping. I just don't like the expectations.
People are going to talk.
Yeah. It's like, it's better if everyone knows. But the funniest thing was that Peter Bojan asked us, so when do I book the hotel for a wedding? I was like, stop it. We just started dating. How can you talk about wedding? This is ridiculous. And for sure, we started dating in March and we got married in February. So
the next year.
The next year. So it was even less than a year. But the cool thing was that we knew each other as friends, and we experienced each other in the low moments and high moments and everything. So that was really helpful. And in some way, I would recommend that for people, that maybe for some people it was too fast, but it was just really neat that we knew each other. So
yeah. And you saw each other in ministry settings. And I think it's beautiful too, like your story of you didn't immediately like start dating or whatever. Everyone's story is different. I like immediately. I'm about to get married, and I like immediately started dating the guy, pretty much. But you know, God works in all different kinds of ways. But I like that you guys had a foundation of friendship, and then Brad, like your eyes were opened one day to like, oh, who's this? You know, like
yeah.
So. Hello, friends. I'm quickly interrupting this episode to tell you about our online prayer room. Every major spiritual movement in history has been fueled by passionate and persistent prayer. Our team knows this and has experienced firsthand that prayer is essential to seeing God move mountains, change lives, and transform society. The Josiah Venture Prayer Room exists to deepen your connection with God and equip you to pray for his movement across Central and Eastern Europe. You can download our free mobile app for iPhone and Android today, or you can go to the website pray.josiahventure.com. The links to these resources are in the show notes. We hope your time of prayer will be the best part of your day. We expect you will leave the prayer room feeling more refreshed than when you went in because you have been in the presence of God. And now, back to the episode. That's so cool. And you guys were married on Valentine's Day, right?
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's a funny story because, it was around Christmas time and we'd already planned, Lucie had told Peter Bojan, all right, the date's in June. I don't even know when. And so we're like, great, we still have half a year. But a little bit before Christmas, I was talking with a friend and he said he heard our plans, and our plan was to get married in June and then just kind of have the summer off. And at that time, my uplink was Nate Hughes. He was in charge of English camps.
Yeah.
And he'd been gone like on home assignment, so I didn't have a chance to really tell him my plans for our wedding and our like plans in the summer. So he gets back from home assignment like sometime in December, and I'm like, all right, so Nate, we're gonna get married in June, and then I'm not gonna be a part of camps in the summer, just to take a break and start things off that way. Nate was like, congratulations on the date. That's really exciting, but we need you leading camps. And I was like, oh no.
Oh gosh.
And I was like, well, I guess we're just going to go for it. And then another friend said, that's not a great plan. Like, get married, have maybe a week honeymoon, and then lead an intern team all summer.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I think you're right. So Lucie and I were just super busy and didn't even have a chance to talk until like Christmas time, like between Christmas and New Year's. And I sprung it on Lucie then. I was like, you know what? Either we get married much sooner than the summer, or we wait until after the summer to get married. And Lucie's like, I'm not waiting until after. We got to figure out sometime before.
Yeah.
So then she's like, but the problem is Malanovice Hotel. Like it's so packed. Like, when can we get a date there? So she called the hotel. They said, we're booked every weekend till the summer. And Lucie's like, okay. And she's so good at thinking outside the box, problem solver. And she's like, okay, what other dates? And then she's like, oh, Valentine's Day. What day is that? And she's like, oh, it's a Thursday. And she loves doing things unconventionally. She said like, well, we could do it on a Thursday. And I can blame it on Brad being American that we're doing it differently, and Brad can blame it on me being Czech, like this is just how we're going to do it. And so she called the hotel, and Lucie, why don't you tell them more about that side? Because you were doing all the communication with it.
So we figured every typical Czech wedding in those days, 2008, was like Saturday, 11 o'clock, lunch, dinner, done. And we're like, we cannot do that, so let's do it Thursday, 4 o'clock, dinner, and done. And never ever you heard about like having ceremony in the afternoon on Thursday. It should be weekend. But since it was Valentine's Day and they kind of gave us a good deal from Malinovice, and I guess maybe even for the guests to kind of sleep over and stay there until maybe Saturday and kind of have like a Valentine retreat for different couples.
Yeah.
Which we didn't pay for, but the hotel was excited that a lot of people stayed. So we agreed, and a lot of people took like a half day off, and they flew, and so many people show up at our wedding Thursday.
Wow.
And it was really memorable, really amazing. And since that time, I just feel like a lot of couples started thinking outside of box too. And they started having weddings like Saturday, maybe 2 o'clock even, or 3, or why it has to be 11 o'clock when all the cakes are melting and everything. Yeah, so that was kind of fun. So I really liked it. People are thinking it's kind of cheap and cheesy that it's a Valentine's Day and it's because Americans, but at the same time, people remember that they came for our wedding on Valentine's Day. So I just feel like it's really fun.
Yes. At Malino Vice, that's so special. Oh my gosh.
And then, for the ceremony itself, Ken Pitcher was the one presiding over it. So that was really neat too. Just
that's so
in a sense, it felt like it'd come full circle. Like him meeting Lucie when she first met Christians, and I remember Ken when I was in junior high, and he was like a leader, and I was just looking up to him so much. And then there he is presiding over our wedding.
Wow. Another beautiful full circle moment. And I like that. I like how you guys like thought outside the box and like thinking, okay, this isn't going to work. How do we do something different? So did you guys get engaged in December then?
No, we were engaged like September.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We'd been engaged for a while, but once we made that change, then we had 6 weeks to plan the wedding. So I was in charge of the honeymoon, and Lucie did everything else. And
perfect.
She just totally crushed it. It was great to see her in action.
Oh, that's so fun. Are there other memories from that day that really stand out to you?
I was just telling Brad that there were so many people, like 200 people, and I was like, man, I'm not going to kiss anyone and give hugs with everyone. That's like hygienically not fine with me. And then I was so overwhelmed and I was so happy and so excited, and I was kissing everyone and giving hugs everyone, and it was just really nice experience because there was a lot of friends, like Christian, non-Christian relatives. It was like really cool, and yeah, it was just nice.
I think for me it was fun to just see all my different worlds converge in one place, like all these youth groups I'd worked with like separately, and then like the JV team and family, and then my family from the States and Lucie's family, and like everyone coming together in one spot was really, really special for me.
Yeah. Oh, wow. What's crazy, you guys, is I was thinking about like, okay, I want to interview a cross-cultural couple in JV, and this episode's going to come out like right before Valentine's Day. And truly, you guys like came to mind. And then I emailed you, I asked you guys like to be, on the podcast. And then I went to the website and looked at your bio, and it was like, and they were married on Valentine's Day. And I was like, oh, this is perfect.
It is. That's awesome.
That's perfect. So I love it. I love it, you guys. And now, so you're about to celebrate, I can't do math, 18?
Yes.
Yeah, almost 18 years.
18 years? Okay. This Valentine's Day will be 18 years. Oh my goodness. Thank you for sharing your beautiful love story and meeting and falling in love. And yeah, Lucie, you never thought you'd marry a, American or a missionary. God does crazy things that we never expect. But I would love to hear just what you guys have learned being in a cross-cultural marriage. Some of the joys, some of the struggles, like anything you guys want to share about the last 18 years. Goodness.
I think one thing I've really found true is for us with just communicating, like I feel like in a sense we have more grace for each other when we're trying to talk about things, because like English isn't Lucie's first language, and Czech is definitely not my first language. So like when Lucie says something to me in English, sometimes I can be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe she said that. But then I'm thinking, well, this isn't her first language. Maybe she didn't really mean it the way I thought she meant it. And so it just causes me to ask more questions like, what did you mean by that? Or tell me more about what you're thinking. And same in Czech, like when I say things, Lucie's like, oh boy, you don't say it that way. And I'm like, why?
Oh boy. Yeah.
And so I feel like there's more grace on both ends, because we're like, okay, let's try to understand each other and not just assume we know what the other one is trying to say.
Yeah, I would say I like to learn. And I think it's really fun to learn from a different culture. And I know that some people have a tendency to more compare or just kind of judge and see the differences. So I just know that for us, it's important more what we have in common or what is important for us. And it's really God, ministry, family, and our marriage. So I guess I would say our marriage is nice. Sometimes the hard stuff is not coming from the marriage, like more from the outside. Just that people know how we should be living as a missionaries, what we should be doing or what they're expecting from us. And then it's easier to be judgmental or gossip or just like give you hard time or yeah. So I just don't like it. And at the same time, I just feel like this teach me to be more gracious with other nationalities or other people or just not to judge people just by what they say or how they look, because I personally know how painful it can be. Because whatever I did differently than Czechs, because of maybe Brad's influence, that was wrong. And if Brad was doing something as an American, he should have done it as a Czech because he's living in Czech. So it's like, no matter what you did, it was always wrong. So I guess in that way, it helped us to be stronger in our marriage and even with relationship with God, because you had to rely on Him and on each other even more because of that. So
No, that's really, really good. Just perspective too. And even when you do speak the same language, it can still be good to say, what do you actually mean by that? So I think you've gotten even more practice with not having each other's languages as your first language. But wow. Well, you guys. Go ahead.
One more thing with that is I think sometimes people ask like, wow, it must be hard, like being from different cultures and understanding each other. And I would say there's a much bigger difference given the fact that like I'm a man and Lucie is a woman, and just the way we think and everything. Yeah. I feel like that's much bigger to overcome than different like countries that we come from. So that's something else we've found.
Yes. Oh, that's so good. Oh man. Thank you for sharing about that. Like I can only imagine all the difficulties, but also the joys of like getting to know someone else's culture and all of that. And I love, again, how God brings different people together from all different walks of life. And it's wild. So, well, you guys, I'm getting married in April, which is crazy to me. So, which is so fun. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to ask you guys for some marriage advice. Like what advice would you give to someone just about to get married?
I would say, I'll just pass something on that Dave and Patty shared with us when we were meeting with them before getting married. They just did a little counseling with us and it was super helpful. And one thing they said was, be the president of your spouse's fan club. And I would say if you want to know how to do that, just ask Lucie. She is so good at it, and I continue to struggle and work on it. And I'm a good example of what it looks like someone like not getting it and trying to get it better. But I feel like it helps so much when you just speak well of your partner in front of others. And that you're the one like building them up and saying great things about them. And if there's an issue, like talk about it, but talk about it together, not in front of everyone else. And I found that's really, really important. And I'm amazed at how well Lucie does that naturally with me. And for me, it's just I continue to try to, okay, let's tell her again, like I see these things, I know it's happening, but I don't verbalize it enough. So I feel like that's really important.
And I would add to that it's like we are not each other enemies. And it's like you're kind of fighting against different enemy. In some ways, for us as a Christian, it's Satan, and he doesn't love the unity that we can have among us as a married couple. So this always is good and helpful. Like, he is not my enemy, he's my teammate. Like, that's what I should be trying to focus on. So, and someone also told us that good marriage is one of the best gifts you can give to your children. And you don't have to have children, but even to people around you, that's really something special too, and unique. And yeah, so that's what we are trying to really invest into our marriage. And some people say we don't have a time for it, or it's not necessary. It just happened naturally because we love each other. But I would say you should be purposeful and just really invest and spend time and just communicate. And yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Be intentional. Communicate. Be each other's biggest fan. This is good stuff. Oh, you guys, thank you so much. I feel like this time has gone by so quickly, but we have to wrap it up here. But as you've shared your love story and how God brought you two together, I would love just to end with, what does your ministry look like? What it like currently right now? Like, how is it for you guys now working with young people? I know in the beginning you said how cool it is that now your children are the youth, which is really cool. So yeah, I would just love to hear some like current ministry highlights.
I think right now we're both in a phase where we're no longer just directly on the front lines, like on a Friday night youth group, hanging out with the students, but we're meeting more with the leaders of the youth group, like the young leaders, or meeting with students individually. And that's been a change, especially for me. Like, I'm just used to doing things directly, and I'm seeing the importance of really investing in these young leaders, especially guys around me. And I can see how it's like taking that long walk, 40 kilometers somewhere, just walking alongside someone and talking and being together as they're doing these things. And I feel like that's something Lucie and I both do, just walking alongside these different young leaders, just meeting with them, asking how they're doing, just trying to listen well and figure out where they're at personally and where their youth group is and what we can offer them, whether it be materials or resources from JV or just pastoral care or a listening ear. And that just really gets us excited. And for me, just I'm doing a learning community with 4 young guys right now, and it's just really fun meeting once a month with them to hear where they're at, what they're learning, and just offering thoughts and encouraging them in what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome. Lucie, what about for you?
So we are being asked to start a youth group in Vsetín, which we did. We started a youth group. We are doing English camps. We are there every Friday with being pregnant, 1 baby, 2nd baby, 3 babies, all the time be at the youth group and just with the youth. So we time to time still go to youth group, and it's kind of fun that our kids are okay with that because they're the members of the youth group and they don't think it's awkward or bad, which I think that's a really nice compliment. And even the young people in the youth group, they're happy to see us there. So I love that we're still in touch with young people. But at the same time, I just realized that it was really good that we invested into our children, that it was also like discipling them, because now they're the ones who are missionaries in their classrooms, in their schools, and sharing gospel with their classmates and teachers and everyone. So that's really cool to see. And now even meeting with my daughter and preparing her for baptism, that's kind of fun too.
Oh,
Becky. I know, she just chose to meet with me. I didn't offer, I didn't ask. She just came to me and she just asked, Mom, would you be meeting with me for the baptism? And I was like, are you sure? And I was like, thank you, God. This is nice. So this is also one of the highlights. And then I just recently had a meeting with a girl, and she said, you know what? I think I finally made a decision for Christ, that it's better for me to be with him than just kind of independent and alone. And that was pretty sweet too. So I just love to invest into Christians, but also like sharing gospel and still be kind of shaping by them. And just like, yeah, it's just fun. It's just good. So these are the highlights. And I guess the mission trips to Ukraine too. That's also something eye-opening and a great experience for students to experience the mission trips. And yeah, especially now when Ukraine is in a war. So that's something that is on our heart too. So
how many trips have you guys taken to
5.
Ukraine?
We did like
5.
2 summers and 3 winters. We just recently came back, and the students who went with us, they said it was really great and really good experience and life-changing. And yeah, and they just felt that we did a good job leading them, taking care of them, which was nice too. So I just love to do ministry still with my husband. It's kind of fun too.
Yeah, your American husband who you never thought you would be a missionary, and here you are.
I know. It's okay that I love to work with him. It's not even work. It's just really being
Just
blessed.
life.
Yeah, it's a life. We're just sharing our life together. And yeah, I don't want to joke about it, but it's just nice. So
It's
you have
nice.
something to
Yes.
look forward. It's just really fun. And I'm happy for you that you're getting married. This is nice.
Thank you. Now, Brad, did you want to say something?
Oh yeah, with the mission trips to Ukraine, just knowing personally how much the mission trip can change you and kind of redirect your direction in life. Like, it's really neat taking young people from Czech to serve in Ukraine. And yeah, we're already seeing the fruit of that in some of these students' lives. And it's just a joy working with Juliana Law. She's really fun. We're with her church. And so that's like a bonus, like working with a JV teammate, and then, blessing a Ukrainian church and helping Czechs experience what missions is like too.
Amen to that. I think all of that is just so beautiful, and a great reminder to our listeners as well, just to keep praying for Ukraine. Also, this episode comes out in February, where it's going to mark 4 years of active war in Ukraine. So thank you guys for bringing young people to Ukraine and pouring into them. And yeah, eyes are opened in various ways when you go on like short-term trips, and especially to a country in the midst of war. Like, wild. Well, you guys, we're at the end. I'm so sad because this has been so fun. And I just really enjoyed talking with you and hearing more of your story. I had no idea that you guys got married at Malinovice. So amazing. And I love just to hear the story of how God brought the two of you together to be on mission for him and for lives being changed in the Czech Republic and beyond. And so thank you guys for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having us, Gwen.
You're welcome. And happy 18th anniversary very soon.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Josiah Venture Stories. For more information about who we are and our vision and mission, visit us at josiahventure.com and follow us on social media. If you have any questions about this episode or would like to get in touch with our guest, please email social@josiahventure.com. To help more people hear about this podcast, please leave us an honest written review or share this episode on your social media. Thank you, friends, and have a blessed day.